Hi, it's Money Guy Adam Phillips. Today, of course, is hashtag Money Monday, and we're talking all about money. In today's program, we're talking to founder of Sierra Consulting Limited, Mr. Matthew Lewis, who can help grow and develop your business through sales.
Just now that the costs of taking on someone full time, he's been weighing up whether or not he needs to do that.
And I try to play some football. We'll also have our resident deals through cheapskate.io and through my VIP card as well. So without further ado, let's chat to Mr. Matt Lewis, who I spoke to right here a couple of days ago, all about sales.
Hi, it's Money Guy Adam Phillips, and I have with me Mr. Matt Lewis from Sierra Consulting today, and telling us all about what it is that he does and how he can help you and your business. So, Matt, thank you very much for joining me this morning on this blinking miserable morning. Please let us know who you are, what you do.
So, my name is Matthew Lewis. I'm the MD for Sierra Consulting, based here in Andover. We provide an outsourced sales and marketing department to, anybody who needs it, but predominantly with SMEs locally. And we do everything from sort of SaaS, fintech, finance, ERP. We do product launches for people, and we basically fully design and build your sales strategy for you, and then take it to market as effectively an extension of your business in your sales department.
Perfect. So if I was to say I needed more sales, you'd come up not with a strategy, but then execute it on my behalf as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So we generally do it's consultative selling. So we don't just go through the motions. So we would meet with you, as we have to on Zoom at the moment. Hopefully it'll be in person in the near future. And we'd obviously discuss your aims, your targets, your requirements, and what it is you're looking to do. So say, for example, you're a financial advisor, and you want to go out and you want to speak to or grow your business by getting 10 new clients in the next 3 months. That are high net worth individuals, so maybe senior sort of law people, barristers, solicitors, that kind of thing. We would obviously discuss that with you. So you're saying, right, you want 10 appointments in the next 3 months. Okay, great. We will then build a sales plan for you of how that can be achieved. So where the good thing about this is that we will fully, once we've understood what it is you're trying to achieve, we'll be able to tell you how much time roughly per week would need to be allocated to that to achieve what you're looking for. So if you're looking for 10 appointments, we could probably get that for you by basically you employing us for 1 day a week, which obviously is going to save you a lot of money against employing a business developer or a salesperson to work for you directly. So we would dedicate 1 day a week where we focus purely on your particular case and your particular sales drive. We would go out and we would build that strategy for you. We organically grow all our data, so we would organically go out and collect the data for the right people. So when I say going through the motions, I think a lot of sales companies, and particularly in the bigger call centers, they buy their data in, so they'll buy it in the thousands of records, and 600 or 700 out of 1,000 could be completely irrelevant. So they're wasting a lot of their day phoning people that are absolutely not going to be interested because they're not in the right field or they're not the right type of client. So we would organically grow the data. We go out and research as many records as we thought we. So say, for example, 100 records of data per week of your target client. And this in turn gives the best results because we're going to be speaking to the right people from the get-go. We're not going to be, speaking to his PA or speaking to his manager or wasting any time. We're going to go out, speak to the correct people, and ultimately set up the most valuable meetings for you. So you're not going to end up going on a Zoom call and the guy has absolutely no idea really what the meeting's about, and you only end up finding out he's not your target client. I think a lot of businesses, they dive in and think, right, let's get a business development guy. and it just might not be needed. And they don't necessarily always consider outsourcing and thinking, right, you know, we can pick up an outsourced company who can learn our product, build our data for us, completely hold our sales campaign. We can pick up, because we're completely non-contract. So you can pick it up and say, right, we want to run it for a month. We want it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you know, and there's no contract. All we ask for is 30 days notice that you're going to end it. You know, if you want to end early and you say it's going to run for 6 months, you get through 4 months and you're doing really well, and you sort of need to take a breather to cope with the amount of work. If you can just give us 30 days notice and say, look, can we put it on ice? We'll run this campaign probably again this time next year. That's absolutely fine. But it gives you so much, as a business that's looking to outsource, so much more flexibility, and you save so much more money than you would do even bringing in-house part-time salesperson.
I think you raise a valid point there, which I think people, including myself really, until you said it, is sometimes people don't want to grow. And it's twofold. It's either some people just don't want like you're right. What happens if let's say you employ a salesman who is absolutely on it. They're the best salesman you've ever met. And they sign up 100 policies or whatever the thing is, sell 100 products in a month. And you've made more money than you've ever thought you could realistically make. And you cannot you just go, you know, I can't cope. I can't actually cope with the demand of this.
Yeah.
So then you've got a problem. You go, right, do I then employ more people? But then if your initial plan was not to have a massive company, because not everyone does want to be multi-millionaires, you know what I mean? Some people do, some people don't. It's just the way people are. You know, that's a real problem. What do? Do you fire the salesman, or do you turn him then to a customer relationship manager because he just manages the things that he sold? But then, you know, it's not really making you any more money. You know what I mean? It's a difficult place to be. And then the flip side of that is 3 months down the line, they're absolutely terrible. You've wasted $2,500 a month on wages. You've spent more hours training them, which means you're not actually doing the job you would normally do. So you've actually you've become less productive in that 2-3 month period as well. And then you go, God, this person's terrible. I mean, once you got to a point where you're making enough money where you can afford to do that, you know, like large commercial properties, you know, insurance intermediaries, we know one in town, there's like, you know, hundreds of staff, you know, for insurance intermediary, and there's a high turnover of staff, but they can afford because they employ a guy to train people all day long, and that's their kind of job role. You know what I mean? But when you're just starting out, you haven't got that money to burn. We haven't got that money to have a particular trainee person in. What happens if things go really wrong, and what happens if things go really right? If things are really great for you, can you sustain the growth that you're propelling at, the way that, you know, the way you're working? So that's a good point. I think it's interesting. I think it'd be great to see how many people react to this and talk to you. I would urge anyone who's watching this, who is thinking about expanding their business with little risk to your money, and not really a huge investment. Like you say, the time-wise, I haven't got to interview someone. I haven't got to sift through CVs. I haven't got to train anyone. I might have to talk to you personally about this is what we do for our branding, but that's an hour conversation, really, isn't it? We look at maybe a couple of hours conversation at most. It's not about you haven't got to sit down and train. This is the system that we use, and this is how we want the leads, and this is how I want you to talk to people, and you haven't got to do any of that. So it's a huge investment. Not only it's a no investment on your time and your money. If we were to start using yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to people now, Adam, who aren't starting a sales campaign till September. But I've had the chat with the guy already. Just as a touch base opportunity, really, to start with. So, you know, we've hooked up on LinkedIn, we've had a Zoom meeting. He's told me what it is he does, what it is he's looking to achieve.
Yeah.
And I just explained what we do and how we could work for his business, and we've sort of got to know each other. And you know, he's not looking to do it till September, but he's looking now because he's sort of, I think, conscious of he wants to get it right from a financial point of view for him. He knows, obviously, like we said just now, that the costs of taking on someone full time. He's been weighing up whether or not he needs to do that, or whether or not an outsourced opportunity would be better for him. He's come to the conclusion that outsourcing is probably the way to go for his business. he's not, like I say, he's not looking to do it till September. We've had the chat. It's completely, we'll make time for you. It's completely free to do that if you just want to explore the opportunity. And we'll be touching base. I think we're gonna hook up in like June and just see, if that's still looking to go ahead. And it's completely flexible. There's no pressure. If you just want to have a chat because you haven't ever thought about doing this before, then please do give us a shout. We're more than happy to do that and explain what we can do for you and how it can work.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, it'd be interesting if we could have a catch up maybe when that campaign for September finishes. Not to say names or specific results, but just to say basically this chap's gone from 10 a week to 100 a week or whatever the situation will be, just to show and highlight how efficient you guys are. Also, I've known you for a little while as well, so and I know that you personally are a hard worker, and put the graft in and is continuously professional. So I would urge anyone who's watching this right now that if you want to grow your business sales wise, product wise, without the risk, as I just said a minute ago, I want to say it again, the without risk of investment, of financial investment and time investment, because training people drains so much out of you. And also you've not just got to employ someone to do the job. I have to then buy a system, right? I have to buy or if I don't buy a system, I have to design a system. I have to do something. I have to come up with some efficient way of you, my prospective salesman, to communicate with me, to let me know what you're doing. Do you see what I mean? So there's ripples of it all, So I think it's a fantastic initiative. I don't think there's many people that I can think of in Andover that does this kind of thing.
Just an example with where you said about like seeing results. I mean, we have been working, or we are already working with a business who's got an ERP platform that they've designed and developed themselves, and it's out there to rival Sage and NetSuite. But it's been designed with small business in mind, because as we all know, Sage and NetSuite can be very, very expensive. We've been giving them 10 appointments. They're basically coming for 10 appointments a month with decision makers of small businesses for that kind of for who would be looking at an ERP system, and they're converting about 40 to 50% of their appointments into business. Obviously, not everybody. You can have somebody interested, but not everybody is going to buy. It's 10 people can walk into a shop and there's a new product there, and they might all like it, but not necessarily will all 10 people pick it up. But we know that anyway, and we know that's how business works. So he's getting a good return because he's aiming, I think, to grow by sort of 50 clients this year. So if he continues to pick it up, which I'm sure he will at that rate, but come December, he's going to have achieved his target for the year, and his business will be absolutely flying. So
I mean, the best part is he's not to do it himself. Like the sales part is such a skill, and it is so hard. It's hard. Like, we're talking to a business I'm working with at the moment, and they've got some franchisees, and we're talking about how you should try and either walk. I know it's a bit difficult currently, but forget the current climate. Walk in and talk to people. I don't like doing that. You go, okay, well, we're not doing that. Make that call. I don't want to do it. It's cold call. I don't really want a cold call. I build some relationships and then make it a warm call. Yeah, but it means I'll have to show my face on camera, and but no, like, selling is really, really hard, and to be good at it and to be professional at the same time is a real trick that I don't think many. So if you're a really good plumber, for argument's sake, you're probably really good at plumbing, but you might not be good at all the other bits of the job that comes with the territory. No difference to if I open a shoe shop. I could be the best shoe shop assistant ever, but if I can't, I have to still work out how to do the accounting, how to run a website, how to, do the sales part of it. How am I going to get people in my shop to buy my things? And if you don't know the answer, and people can't do everything, as we know. I mean, I said to you, we chatted a couple of weeks ago, and I said I'll be looking to use your services very soon as well, because I've got a couple of exciting campaigns coming up as well, to help save lots of people lots of money. So looking forward to working with you on that one, Matt. And and anyone who's looking forward to speak to Matt, as he's just mentioned, it's going to be completely free of charge. You can have a chat with Matt whenever you want and talk about how you could you could expand your business. This is not obligatory. This is not, like Matt said already, this is not, rather ironically, it's not a hard sale, but it's a conversation that if you want to look to expand your business and you're not sure how to do it, or you want to know how much Matt might cost, then please have a chat with Matt. Matt, do you know what's the website or the best way of contacting you?
So if you can contact me on matthew.lewis@sierraconsulting.co.uk. There's also an info address, which is the info@sierraconsulting.co.uk. And also after this, if I can give you my mobile number. I don't know if you can maybe pop that up on your screen or whatever.
I'll pop that in the links, either description above or below. That's absolutely fine, mate. No worries at all.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to grow a business, talk to this guy, and he will definitely help. And it's going to save you not only loads of money, which is what I'm here for, but it will make you money simultaneously, because he's going to get the leads and the sales that the business needs in order to grow. So thank you very much for your time, Matt. I appreciate it. And I look forward to working with you very soon.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I hope you enjoyed that. You must reach out to Matt if you have any questions about sales and how to progress your business, because he's definitely the guy to be speaking to. Right, now moving on to what's called the Kickstart Scheme. It's a fantastic initiative brought about by the government. It's a fully backed government scheme, but rather than do it here, I thought I'd take it to a field and try and explain there instead.
So the Kickstart Scheme is actually quite boring to get your head around, but it can be really, really helpful for your business. So I'm going to try and keep you entertained with my keeping up skills while simultaneously explaining to you the benefits of the Kickstart Scheme. So here we go. Right, ready? So the Kickstart Scheme, you get £1,500 grant straight off the bat. You have to use that for training to help your member of staff. You also get 6 months minimum wage paid for, and you get national insurance paid for as well. So you get a member of staff, a grant, you get all your wages and everything paid for 6 months, and you've got nothing to lose. So why not get your Kickstart grant today? All you got to do is ask me, adam@itsthemoneyguy.com, and I'll tell you where to go. It's an easy scheme to do. You've got nothing to lose apart from the ball. So yes, so if you're not sure about the Kickstart Scheme, it's that easy. £1,500 grant, wages paid for, national insurance paid for, pension paid for. So you've got nothing to financially lose and everything to gain, because you get a free member of staff for 6 months, which you're not obliged to keep at the end of the term. So if you're not sure about whether it's right for you, all you've got to do is email me, adam@itsthemoneyguy.com, and we can go from there. So one of the questions you have to ask yourself is, why on earth would I want to go through a gateway company when I could just literally apply through the government directly? And you'd be right to ask these sort of questions. Simply, if you go through the government directly, which you can do, of course, you have to demonstrate that you can actively train your member of staff adequately enough so that in 6 months' time, when they go out into the big wide world, they are ready for more work. Now, hopefully they'll stay with you after the 6 months. Hopefully they'll show you and demonstrate why they're such a good worker and you'd want to employ them. But if you don't want to employ them after 6 months, you're not obliged to. At least they have some training behind them. And that's what that grant is for. If your training program for 6 months isn't adequate enough, the government will fully within their rights to decline your application, and this could be a problem. So one way around this is to go directly through a gateway company instead. Now, gateway companies, like the company that I work with, they have 6 months worth of training already in place, and it's been approved and signed off by the government. What it also does is takes away the stress of you having to train your member of staff, because these companies will do it instead of yourself. The company that I work with as well have a 100% approval rate, which means if you go through them, because their training is so good, you are more than likely, so far as 100%, you may get the odd person that's declined for whatever reason. If you go through the gateway company, then you will get approved and it's less stress for yourself. Now remember, the grant that they give you needs to be used, quite rightly, for the benefit of the employee for their training, and the government could very well ask you for receipts. So unfortunately, although it is very tempting for a lot of people out there, this is not a scheme to get rich. If you're looking at this thinking, if I get 10 employees, that's £15,000 in my pocket, you'd be wrong, because they will ask for receipts to show how you are actively using that money to help train the members of staff. So if you haven't got a training program in place, you haven't got the time to come up with one, or you know that you're not really likely to be able to carry one out within the next 6 months, going through a gateway company could be a real option for, well, it's definitely an option for you, and I would encourage it as well. This is a wonderful time to be able to build or rebuild your business with no investment in any way, shape or form. So my advice right now, take advantage of the Kickstart scheme, see who you can get, see you can grow your team, grow your brand, grow your income, grow your turnover, whatever it is you want to do. Maybe it's that one thing that you always find a bit of a fuss, so like a salesman perhaps, or it could be for someone to make the videos or whatever. If you're looking to grow your business without any investment whatsoever, then the Kickstart scheme could be the one for you.
So if you want to learn more about the Kickstart scheme, as I mentioned in the video, just email me, adam@itsthemoneyguy.com. I'm saying it now, so I'm a little bit less out of breath than I was in the video, which is a bit embarrassing. Must do cardio, noted. Right, now moving on to our resident deals from cheapskate.io, which is an extra add-on that you add to your internet browser. And all you do is you go to your favourite website, click on the logo, and it will tell you any voucher codes or deals on that particular website. This week, Nike are giving a fantastic 29% discount, and there is a huge 70% off of Microsoft products as well. All you have to do is go to cheapskate.io, add it on to your internet browser, go to your favourite website, click on them, and see what deals you can find. And for our next bit, My VIP card, what is it actually about? I haven't really spoken about that just yet. My VIP card gives you discounts as a consumer. You just show the respective company your discount card and they will give you their respective deal. Now, that's great as far as consumers are involved because we get cheaper deals. For a small fee per month, we get way more back in terms of savings. But what is in it for the business partners, the people actually giving the discounts? Now, other loyalty schemes out there will say to you that what they are doing is offering you free advertising to be on their website, which is nice, it's lovely. And you should be on there because you're offering them a discount. So quite rightly, the trade-off should be you should definitely be on their website. But My VIP card is different. Not only will they get you on the website, which is a given, they will also help actively train you or your members of staff for whatever training that you would like. All you have to do is advise of it, and Maddie, the founder of My VIP card, will arrange for someone to help you get trained up. You can also get to localized networking events, currently all sort of internet based of course, but hopefully moving forward it'll be more face-to-face events as well, so you get to start mixing with other business partners, and of course you get a free savings review with me. It doesn't cost you anything and it costs nothing to look. And what I will do is I will take you look at all your bills, your gas, your electric, your card readers, insurances, waste disposal, it goes on and on and on. But basically get in contact with me when you sign up as a business partner for My VIP card, because I'm pretty sure that I can make you more savings than a discount you give out to the customers. So feel free to get in contact if you'd like to add yourself as a business partner. So that's this week's show. I hope I've taught you something. If I did, leave a like. If this is the first time you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to it, help my channel grow. That'd be fantastic. And if you haven't already, get yourself into my Facebook group. It's called, wait for it, It's the Money Guy Group. Marketing at its best. And we talk all about money, hints and tips and stuff like that on there. So feel free to get yourself added to that as well. For now, that's all we have time for this week. And I'll see you next Monday. Have a great rest of the week. And if you have any money questions, get them into me. Thanks very much. And I'll see you later on.